Hi everyone, it's Killshot from 99 Gaming's The Walking Dead Season 8 Hints and Clues, or Clues and News, whatever you guys, we got to throw a rhyme in there. But it's normally our Sunday spoiler slot, and we're here just doing a little bit of Easter egg talk, some clues, and also we'll talk about whatever the hot topics that you guys want to talk about tonight. Just want to keep the dialogue going. Hopefully, most people are really, really cold right now. Hopefully you guys are trying to stay warm. Good football games today. Looked like the Panthers came up just a little bit short right at the end. So, but some of you people down in Atlanta, I'm sure you had a good day with the Falcons as well, getting that win last night. So, all is not bad. What better to do than talk Walking Dead or to watch football when it is this? Yeah, I guess not everybody. I got some viewers here from Sydney, Australia, and they're talking about how warm it is, and we're up here freezing. It's like 13, 14 degrees, man. It's pretty bad. So we're going to get into a little bit. I'm just reading some of the comments that you guys crack me up sometimes. I can't say everything that is typed all the time or all the messages I get, but I try to keep it on point as much as we can. So thanks everybody. Appreciate everybody being here. This is a little different stream because a lot of times either predictions and what we think is going to happen, or it's our therapy, it's emotion. And you guys do know that I've done quite a bit of hidden clues, and some of them are very abstract, but sometimes we get it right. And we're going to talk about a couple things that you may say, that's probably stretching a little bit, but that's what the hidden clues and Easter eggs and all those things are about. It's like trying to find out whether they're sort of pushing us in a different direction. And you probably saw from the description, we're going to talk a little bit about the helicopter. We're going to talk about some of the dialogue that's happened throughout. And thank you. Patty Casey says, love these chats. That's why we do them. We do them because we just have a good time. PD, thank you. PD, I guess I should go through the whole gamut of everything that happens here. So there is super chat. There's little emojis down there. There's also a $sign. And if you do a donation, we're going to stop and we're going to talk about whatever you want to talk about. So, yes, I do have to tell a story, Pete. Do you guys, first of all, you guys should know, I love my kitten. Morris is like, dude, he's awesome, dude. And Pete just made a super chat donation. Thank you so much. But he said, hope the cat is feeling better. So my cat was going through a little bit of anxiety. Was not a very positive trip to the veterinarian. And you know what? I'm going to put that on random things, Pete. So Tuesday night we are going to revamp our random things, but it's a long story, and I do want everybody to hear it, and I want you to chime in because we're going to talk about that. But I'm adding that as a topic for our Tuesday random things. So let me tell you a little bit about the channel if you are new. Sunday's usually our Sunday spoiler night. Monday we will talk Walking Dead. Tuesdays are reserved for random things. It will be a Walking Dead topic, and then we'll talk music. We'll talk about just some odd things that are out there. It's just completely random. We're going to ramp that up. And then Wednesday's our Wednesday Walker. We've got gameplay going on. We did get the Walking Dead comic reads going back. I think I did 2 comic reads this week. So we're going to get back in full effect with that, and also some video gameplay. So we got a little bit of everything, hopefully for everybody, from Walking Dead fans, gaming fans, sports fans, you name it, we do it. So we got about 100 people here so far. You guys do me a favor. If you guys could slap that like button, Lucille the like button. We also did a subscriber appreciation. We're going to do more of those. Steph had all the shirts ready to go. Everybody contacted her that won them, except for one person, Deidre Perkins. If you can get in touch with Steph, we need to get you that shirt mailed out. And we also gave away a lot of gift cards, and everyone responded. Eagle Eye Cherry Pie, I'm not sure if you're in this stream, but I've been trying to get in touch with you. You messaged me on YouTube, and I tried to message you back, and you're not able to accept messages. So just check me out on Kik, K-I-L-Z-H-O-T, and then send me your information. I'll get you that gift card as well. So let's get into it. A whole lot of promotional stuff there. So now let's get to what we want to talk about. And I want to talk about some clues. There's just a lot of things out there, and if you got some additional ones you want to add, then by all means, definitely type what you want to type. If you do a super chat, I will talk about it because my screen's just going to be really colorful. But otherwise, keep typing. I'll try to call on as many people as I possibly can, but we do get a lot of chat, so I can't always get to everybody. But I'll do the best that we can here. One of the things that happened, I'm not sure if you noticed this, and I'm going to go through some obvious ones, but Negan and the conversation when he first saw Father Gabriel. Remember when Father G was sort of covering up, pun intended there, Maggie's grave? He came around the corner, and Negan was like, "Whoa, you are creepy as shit." Well, a little bit later on, when they had the trailer scene between Negan and Father G, and it was Gregory who left, Negan actually used that reference once again. So he is using a lot of those same names for the same people, where he said, "Oh, Gregory," well, he didn't say Gregory, but he said, "He must have left your creepy ass." So referring to him as creepy, once again, is just, something's kind of stuck with Negan and some of the names there. Also, one of the things that has been pretty common with Eugene is the pickles. What is up with the pickles? And the only thing that I can think of, and you guys, if you agree with me, you can agree with me, or if you've got a different theory on this, is it because Eugene is always in a pickle? The saying is that being in a pickle is not an easy situation. You're in a tough spot. So do you think that that is a play on words that, they picked a garnishment? I guess a pickle would be a garnishment that is easy for people to relate to and kind of remember. So what do you think about the Eugene pickle? I mean, that's been kind of an ongoing theme last season and this season. Just thoughts, comments, and we're going to get into several. So it's not always going to be about the pickles. I know he likes pickles, Lindsay. That's obvious. I'm trying to make it a little bit more than liking pickles. Thank you, Captain Obvious, Lindsay. I know that. You guys are killing me. I know he loves pickles, but I'm saying, is there more to it? You guys are killing me. If not, say, okay, no, there's no more to it. He just likes to eat pickles. This may not be the best example. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I really believe that they're going to make Negan and Lesser two evils. All right, I'll get back into that in 1 second. Did I just make everybody want pickles? We didn't bring all these people here to make everybody hungry. Stephen Miller said, maybe there's some hope for Eugene? Possibly. Okay, just like some. All right, I'm moving on beyond the pickle conversation. So, because people are going to watch the playback of this, and we're going to hang up on it longer than we should. The fight between Rick and Daryl, if you want to call it a fight. A little bit of a, what would you call it, a tussle? Not a skirmish, a dust-up, a dust-off, or whatever it's called. But at any point, Daryl gets him in a chokehold. And once again, when he gets him in a chokehold, Rick says to Daryl, chokeholds are illegal. Did you know that Daryl was put in a chokehold by Shane in episode, I don't remember the episode, but season number 1, and Daryl said to Shane, chokeholds are illegal. Just a little bit of a, paying a little tribute to the Punisher. I'm reading some of the comments here. Yep. Call back from season 1. What's up, Hippo? Thanks for being here. Okay. All right. You guys are pretty clever here. All right. How about this is mine. So I don't know. And like I said, it may mean something, it may not mean anything. But I think this was kind of a joke or an ongoing joke. So the Old Man Rick scene, we brought this up, and if you've been in a couple streams, you know this. There was an owl at the end of it. An owl. But it was a Weird Owl. And in the background, there was a song by Weird Al Yankovic. Another one, Rides the Bus. So possibly could be a little bit of a stretch, but a little bit of a Weird Al. Let me transition a little bit while you guys are thinking of some different puns, metaphors, hidden clues, all of the above. I went back and watched the... How many people have watched the Comic-Con trailer after you watched Season 8? How many people went back and watched the trailer? So you guys are going to give me a little bit of knowledge. Where is Tommy here? Tommy, you need to get some of these guys slapping the like button. I need my enforcer. I haven't seen my enforcer. Okay, so several people have went back and watched the Comic-Con. I like to watch it, and I go frame by frame whenever I watch it. All of the deaths so far were included in the Comic-Con trailer. They didn't show exactly the moment that they died, but they showed, and you could have, if we would have dug down a little bit deeper, and some of them we did find. All I'm saying is that when this comes out next year, we really need to, you know, Sherlock Holmes that thing, because we took a lot of frames. We're like, what does this mean? What does this mean? You know, who's looking out there? So we got some of the obvious ones. You know, Rick peeking out of the, you know, the little trailer he was put in. But a lot of people saw that scene where Carl fell down and thought that was Shiva's death. Well, Carl fell down on the tiger, and that's, you know, Shiva was protecting Carl. That was not the case. But I went back, and some of the hidden clues were right there. I know the obvious ones, you know, the little flower that was beside Carol. People thought, you know, that was kind of a little bit of a callback as well. But the Carl scene was the scene where Carl got bit, not a Shiva death scene. The Shiva scene, we saw Shiva surrounded, and people knew, okay, this was kind of a big deal. Then you see two scenes with Aaron. You see one with Aaron with the blood on his hands, and you see one of the scenes with Aaron where he's yelling over. So we got to see the Eric. We didn't get to see the actual Eric death, but we didn't see Eric in the scene, so we did make the assumption early on Eric was going to be the first one to die, even before the spoilers came out. And one of the most obvious ones that I thought that was missed by a lot of people was the Kingdom Massacre. That was pretty obvious, and going back looking at it now, we see the armor and we see the padding, but I know that a lot of people predicted that that was where Eric died in that Kingdom Massacre, but it wasn't. So if we go back to the Comic-Con trailer, and I would just ask you, if you haven't watched it, go back and watch it again. It's only a couple of minutes, but watch it and just, you know, play it frame by frame, because they showed Jared walking with Jesus, so we kind of knew Jared wasn't going to die early on. Even though we made the prediction, we had to go back and sort of change the prediction. Like, nope, he's going to live. But those first 8 episodes has just a lot of information, and you got to dissect it quite a bit. I'm going to take a couple comments here, and then we're going to get to a couple of the other theories that are out there. So Scott says, what about the 2 graves in the premiere? What if the graves are Carl and Morgan's? No, they're Glenn and Abraham's. That was one of the ones when I saw the premiere, and I did a video on that in the Hidden Clues early on, is you can see the rocks, and it is the same, it's the same picture. So, no, those are definitely Glenn and Abraham. Let's see. Q&A. This might be getting off topic. Do you possibly think the world will end in episode 14 and time jump? Dave Doherty, we've talked a little bit about the time skip. I think we talked about it maybe 2 streams ago. But I really think the time skip is going to serve a lot of purposes. I don't want to get too far into it, but one, it'll skip past the birth of Herschel Jr. or Glenn, whatever they're going to call him, so Maggie's baby. It'll also fast forward through some of the heartache and the anguish that Rick is going to go through, losing Carl. He's going to be fueled just straight on adrenaline for the rest of the season, and then I think we'll see a little bit of a episode 16, kind of some memories of Carl at the very end. So you will leave on kind of a sad note, but then I think that's going to be the time skip in episode 16. I'm pretty sure Chandler will be filming some very emotional scenes in 16. You know, E Beach is talking about the rumors of skipping the Whisperers time arc. Some of those rumors we started, so I don't want to kind of add too much relevance to it. I think that was something we talked about in a stream maybe 45 days ago. I don't know the exact time, but I do know that it was brought up in one of our sessions that they could skip over it. And I think, you know, these ideas just, they take a life of their own. One thing about our streams is, first of all, other YouTubers watch our streams, and you guys watch other YouTubers. Now, I will say that I don't. It's rare that I'll watch a video by another YouTuber. Not lack of support, but I want to sort of go in with a clean slate and just have kind of ideas. And yes, I get spoilers. But it's a little different between getting spoilers and getting the information than getting someone's speculative ideas. Now, I know you guys get some of those, and sometimes they do come out in our streams. So whether it's something that you come up with, I come up with, or it's just something that we sort of gradually come up with, there's a lot of good thoughts that come out of these kind of talk-throughs and these debates. But, E-Beach, I do think that our group is one of the ones that talked about skipping out, and I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's too big of a story, and I think that they're leading up to it very well, but I don't see that skipping over. And I don't think the helicopter is cause for alarm to think that because there's a helicopter they're going to skip over the next part of the story. I think it's going to be something that this Commonwealth or this group that comes out is probably something that's going to come out in season 10, season 11 maybe, and you'll go back and you'll remember, like, hey, I remember in season 8, remember that helicopter. And we're going to talk about that in 1 second. So Sheldon Arthur says, hope there are no more main character deaths, losing too many characters we care about. I think that hurts the show. Too many characters we're emotionally attached to. Well, Sheldon, here's the thing, is you could make two arguments with that. One, you could say if they would kill some of these characters faster, we wouldn't be so emotionally attached to them. And they do have players that can step in and sort of take that role. But I do think it's tough once they get in that situation. All right, we're going to get to a couple more here. So let me, we talked a little bit about the Comic-Con and any relevance to, before we get to the helicopter, you know, the picnic table. I'm going back to what a lot of theories and a lot of things were. So the picnic table, we had Glenn at the head of the table, and then it sort of went a little bit clockwise, right? So you had Glenn. Well, actually, if you think about it, you had Abraham who died first. So, but it was more that side of the table. So the first person to die, if we think about that as like a clock or something, you know, symbolic, Glenn or Abraham died first, then you've got Glenn, and then you've got Sasha. And they were all at the picnic table at the top right corner. Exactly opposite from them, you've got Carl, then you've got Carol, and you've got Father G. Now, I'm not saying it's going to go like, you know, 1, 12, 2, and then 7, 6, 8, or anything like that, but they are kind of across from each other. And I do know there's different picnic table theories out there, but could they be doing some kind of Aztec sundial type of thing with us here? And just like, because sometimes they do things so obvious that it seems like there's no way it could happen. For example, the Comic-Con trailer. Carl is laying right there in the Comic-Con trailer, and that's how his death scene occurred. Shiva is surrounded, and that's how Shiva's death scene occurred. So could they kind of be putting it right in our face and saying, look, this is the order they're going to die, and that's just their way of sort of toying with us a little bit. So that kind of begs the question, Carl, let me ask these two questions, because the two people right beside Carl, well, Enid's over there too. And a lot of you here have said Father G might be on the chopping block. Is it possible that by the end of the season, just give me your quick thoughts here, that we could lose Carol and Father G? Thoughts? Maggie says, not Carol, she's the best. I know Carol's a great character. But it's almost like, you're looking across. So maybe you see your fate across the table from you. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of something kind of eerie and sort of get people talking a little bit. Because what's going to happen is in a couple days there's going to be the cross the table theory. And we'll talk about it here, and some other YouTuber is going to take it and do something with it. And when you hear the cross the table theory, then you'll know it was something that we made up. So Father G, and people are saying Father G, but they're saying, no way, Carol. But then, if I asked you 6 months ago, Carl's going to die, you'd say, no way, Carl's going to die. Carl's the future of the show. So, would it not surprise you if Carol died? That's all I'm saying, is you can't predict unpredictability on the show any longer. We know Father G lives until the Whisperer War. So if you go by that, you can say, no, Father G he'll be around a little bit longer. But maybe. But he's pretty sick. As sick as he is, I'm not sure. I'm not sure he's going to get through it. I love it. Michelle, I love that quote from Negan. Okay, just asking a few questions here. All right. I got to get serious with you guys for a second, because this is hints and clues. So I do want to announce the news, and I don't want to make it a big political debate. But, rest in peace, John Berniker, the stuntman. But I just want to give you the news. Maybe you saw it, maybe you didn't. But apparently, OSHA fined AMC around $12,600. And I know this is news. There's other publications that are out there. And that's the maximum they can fine. And with OSHA, it's not as much of a monetary thing. It's more of a it can affect your licensing. It can affect a lot of things in the future. But it's more of a publicity thing. And so his mother is suing AMC, I guess, for wrongful death. So just want to get a few of your thoughts on this. Like I said, I won't make it a real long, drawn-out conversation. But if you're watching the playback of this and and you're hearing this and it is news that's out there, leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'm going to call on a couple people and just kind of get your thoughts. So don't type anything that you don't want to be included in this video. If you're politically charged up and you got a strong opinion on this, because I do avoid in these streams a lot of very controversial topics, but it's just something that is Walking Dead news, and I just want to see what your thoughts are. The attorney for their family said they were waiting to see what the OSHA decision was, and I don't know what the lawsuit is going to be and how much it's going to be. But what would be done with the money if it would be. You assume that someone's intentions are good intentions, not to sue just to sue, or to capitalize, and I'm not saying that's what she's doing, but I'm saying you just hope that you know, the money is put to something that would benefit her son. So I'm going to read a couple. So JB says OSHA does not play around when it comes to safety in the workplace. So once again, it's probably a bigger deal to get a citation from OSHA than the monetary amount, because no money in the world is going to bring him back. And so it's not, the fine isn't about that. It's about trying to prevent the next one. So let's see. Pete D says, stuntman know the risk, not right to sue when it goes wrong. Bad things happen. He knew the risk. And you know, Pete, I probably agree with that a little more than most comments, because I do know that there's two sides to it, but it's a very tough job. And you know, if there's negligence in the workplace, then that's one thing. If it is if it's an accidental thing, then it's tough. So, and there could be more to it. So Will Saint says her son was uncomfortable with the scene. So if there is fault to it, absolutely. If there's like, hey, I don't want to do this, and then you know, is the wrong conditions. So I'll give you just a story, I guess. I don't want to get too far into it, but I do know of a situation where there was a construction company, and the construction company was working on a building, and there was someone fell from the top of the building, and person fell 6 stories. It was negligence on the person's part, and OSHA went into this site, this construction site, and they looked at the side of the building where the scaffolding was done at the time, and there was no issues. And OSHA went around to the other side of the building, and they were starting to do the prep on the other side of the building. And these scaffolds have to have security bars, security gates. And the scaffold had not left the ground, but it still didn't have the security bars, and OSHA fined this company. So, you know, OSHA and their involvement in it, when there is a tragic situation or a death, then OSHA is definitely they're gonna turn up the heat a little bit more. So once again, if you're watching the playback on this, this is Walking Dead news. And if I don't call on everybody here and just get it in the live stream, when the video goes live, just leave your thoughts. We may talk about it a little bit more and just sort of focus in on that topic, because as I said before, it's a tragic death. Any loss of life in this situation is tragic. A lawsuit is not going to bring that back. If there is fault and the money can be put to bring awareness or help, then absolutely. Then it's going to the right place. Okay, a little bit of controversial topic, but we're going to close our stream today. Usually we like to keep them around 30 minutes. And we've talked about several things: the picnic table, a couple bad puns, some metaphors, the helicopter. So I want to get into the helicopter, and we will close with that, because the helicopter is one of those things that when it first came out, people said Rick is hallucinating. And I don't think so, because we've even gotten when Ezekiel was there, and I don't remember the dude's name, but the guy that was shooting at him right after all the kingdomers were executed, and said, "Yeah, I'm going to take you back to Negan, put your head on a stake." So that was a little bit of foreshadowing of potential whisper situation. Well, the helicopter, I do think the helicopter is real. These helicopters have been seen throughout. Early on, we saw a little bit more. I know in season 1, there was Rick was following a helicopter. There was a reflection in the building. Governor obviously had a helicopter, and now there could be another group coming in from different areas. What is a little bit interesting is the fact that they've been up there for a while, and they're so close to DC that it's surprising to me that this hasn't been more of a topic, or hey, there's a plane flying over, or something along those lines. So right now, and I'll call on a few of you, leave your thoughts on the helicopter. I do think it's another group. I do think this group will be introduced after the Whispers. They're there. There's travel going back and forth, but maybe they were flying from, New York to Charlotte. Who knows what they're doing, and they just happen to catch them in that path. So, what do you think about the helicopter? Do you think that Rick is just losing it a little bit, or do you think that it is going to be potentially another group that we're going to have to talk about? So Casey says helicopter is Commonwealth, and you guys will know a little bit more about Commonwealth later on in the comic reads. I know a lot of people don't read the comics, and they follow me on the comics, so I just got to the death of Glenn in the comics, and we're like on 102. So you guys will see a lot more of those. Within the next couple months, we're going to be 120, 125, so we're going to be up there a little bit closer. So JB says New World Order. Scott says maybe the helicopter is from Fear the Walking Dead. Maybe they pick up Morgan, and we don't see Morgan for a long time. Carol Stevens says, I think it's real. Let's see. Uprise says, why do you make mostly live streams now instead of videos? Because I enjoy the live streams more, to be honest, and I get more of your thoughts and more of your ideas. It gives me a chance to hang out with you guys, and it's not always my thoughts. It's some of my thoughts and some of your thoughts mixed together. So hopefully that answers your question. Hippo says Chopper might be from remaining military. Will says it could be Commonwealth watching the war go down, and they're making a lot of... Yeah, I mean, they're seeing all this gunfire, this back and forth. It's drawing some attention to the group. So when do they step in? Pete Wheatstraw says, first live stream shout out to the 999 Army. So, thank you, Petey, with that super chat donation. Appreciate you being here, and thank you for supporting the channel. And once again, anyone that does super chat donations, obviously you're going to get a shout out anyway. But if there's a hot topic or something you want to talk about during one of the streams, then our rule is we stop whatever, whether it's a $1 super chat donation or a $50 super chat, whatever the case may be, we will talk about whatever you want to talk about. So if there's a specific comment, otherwise I will try to get to as many people as we possibly can. So Rain Man says it's Commonwealth. Lindsay says, Kills, do you think Fear will have a time skip to introduce Morgan? I'm still on the fence with that. I think no. I just think it was Morgan's point in the beginning. And there'll have to be a little bit of backstory to it. I'm pretty anxious to see how that's going to go down. If it's going to be at the beginning, if it's going to be later. I think it's going to be sometime between when Rick and Morgan got split up. All right, Petey, what's the question? We owe Pete a question, so moderators, you guys can check that out before we get to the end of the stream. Maggie says the helicopter is real and every detail means something in The Walking Dead. And we will in the second half of the season. There's going to be a few additional things that we get back to. One of the most fun things that I do is the hidden clues, and that's why I want to do one live and sort of talk to you guys about it. Also, with some of the deaths, there's going to be a kind of like The Walking Dead, where they pay tribute to some of the deaths. We're going to do our own version of it. That'll be something that you guys can kind of keep an eye on for the second half of the season as well. I'll give you more details as they come up, but somebody just mentioned a little bit ago with the live streams and some of the other things that we do. We will get some video play, and also hidden clues will be one of those. So Petey says, theory on Carl, very unlikely, but it'd be cool to see. Carl goes to Sanctuary and makes Negan put him down. You know what? That's pretty awesome. you kind of caught me off guard, and I'm sort of thinking my way through this. Negan's not at Sanctuary. Well, I guess they are. Yes, they are. Sorry. They're sort of rebuilding it, because one of the scenes we did see, they're like for Negan. I could see that happen, and because it would create a little bit more bridge, but the fact that Rick buries Carl, well, you know what? Let's talk about this for a minute, because is it possible that Rick created the grave for Carl, has Carl's gun, has Carl's eye patch, and Carl says, I got something else that I have to do, and he wants to see Negan face to face and say there needs to be no more loss of life? I like it. I really, really like that. I think it's an incredible theory. That Rick basically assumes that Carl is dead and Carl's leaving, and here's my grave. But Carl's last effort is to try to end this war. I like it. I really do. We're going to talk about that a little bit more. This is going to be the Petey theory. So the Petey theory is that Rick creates the grave, he says his last goodbyes, and Carl says, I'm out of here, and he has something to take care of before he leaves, and he gets a face-to-face with Negan. Well, Carl's going to do whatever he wants. So you know what? You got some fans here. You got a lot of people that are liking that theory. Well, I had to, and you sort of took me back a little bit, because I'm sort of thinking about it, and I had to process it, because it's something that I have not honestly thought about. It's a very refreshing theory that I've not heard yet. So I like where you're going with that. You know what? We're going to wind this thing down. We are 38 minutes in, and I can't think of a better way to end it tonight than with a very, very solid theory. So whoever asked early why we do these live streams, and they're not all just videos, 5-minute clips, and Rick did what to who. This is why we do it, because your ideas and some of your thoughts come out, and I don't want to take credit for something that you guys come up with, but I like it. We will have some confirmed spoilers very soon, so I might even give you a little sneak peek of whether you're right. So we got 40, 50 people here that have not slapped a like button. If you guys love the 999 Army, enjoy the chats, enjoy the participation, make sure you hit that like button. If you guys are new, we'd love to have you back. We have streams going on all week long in multiple channels. So we have 999 Comics, 999 Spoilers, 999 Plays, 999 Sports. We talk about anything that we can get people together and talk about, but this is kind of our bread and butter. This is where we really kind of join a network, because we all have love for The Walking Dead, and we're all big fans. Thank you so much. If you're watching the playback of this, this is the closing credits. If you are still here, give me a quick 999, and I'm going to do as many shout-outs as we can before we end this video. So just want to say thank you. Appreciate Beach. I will try to get you some Blacklist chat. So I love the Blacklist, but it just doesn't have as many hidden clues. So I want to say thank you to everybody. So Ashton Cipher, Scott Kernan, Dave Doherty, thanks for being here. Of course, all my moderators. Green Lantern, thank you. Emma McCalick, thanks for being here. Kev says smile. Emmy Desiree Bacon, Steph the Cuervo Queen, Tommy the Enforcer McCandless, Jake from State Farm at 3 a.m. What's up? Petey Wheatstraw, thank you so much. Appreciate your theory and that. Blew me away with that. Both Pete's actually made Super Chat donations, so thanks to both of you as well. Also, another special shout out to my Patreon supporters. I've got a tremendous group of people that support me on Patreon.com. You guys are awesome as well. Appreciate everything that you guys do for the channel. And then we've got a Facebook 999 Army page. A lot of good chat, a lot of good participation with that. If you guys have some ideas or some theories during the week, catch me at Kick at KILZHOT. Send me your thoughts, send me your message. And let me get to a few other people here, because I got a ton of shout-outs, and I've been missing people lately. So Jennifer Grip, thanks for being here. Firebreak, Timothy Young, Stephen Miller, Stax, The Walking Dead, Road to Survival. What happened to Stax, the Beatbox Breaker? Diane Estes, Eric Bennett, Brandon Hutton, thanks for being here. Ram, Thank you for being here. Ashley Gable, E. Beach, thank you for your participation as always. You're awesome. Nicole Engel, thank you so much, Nicole. Maggie Bonacorda, appreciate you being here. Trevor Dunn. Who else we got here? Lindsay Luke, Double L, will rock the bells. LBJ, 1712, thanks for being here. Shelton Arthur, Terry Clawitter, I think. I might have said your name wrong, but I'm doing the best I can. But you know who you are. Let's see. We got Dwayne Sharp, thanks for being here. Diane Estes. OU Crawfish, what's up, OU? Have not seen AJ Jeps in a little while. Hopefully you're listening in at least to playback. Thanks for being here. Jonathan Black, appreciate you, man. My Walking Dead Road to Survival. I know. Maybe I'll make a comeback one day, but I got a lot of my Walking Dead Road to Survival fans still watching the Walking Dead theories and being a part of this. So thank you. Northside Queen, thank you so much. No problem. Hey, cleaning and listening to live streams. It's a great combination. Ace Man, good to see you. Brene. Diana Glendmeyer, thank you for being here. Hassan Shabazz, what's up, my man? Good to see you, Hassan. Carol Stevens, Casey F., what's going on? Anakin, I see you, Anakin. Thanks for being here, man. D. Mooney, what's up, D. Mooney? Byron Gray in the house. Thanks, Byron. I miss so many people. If I miss you in a shout-out, though, don't send me any hate mail. Just make sure you leave a comment, send me a message, and say, Kills, last time you didn't shout me out. Whitney Falcher, thanks for being here. It's Angela. Thank you so much. Oh, homemade pizza. My favorite. Angela's trying to bribe me with some food, making me hungry. And remind me, on the random things, I will tell you, I'm going to tell you the Morris story. Thank you so much, Terry. Terry, if you do that, you need to ask a question, though, and I appreciate you doing it in the closing credits. But moderators, you guys can write down Terry's name, and in the next stream, I want any Walking Dead question you have, and we're going to stop and talk about it. So that's a little bit of the rules. I appreciate you guys doing Super Chat, but I definitely want you guys to kind of get your question out there as well, because there's a lot of good theories and a lot of questions, and we do jump around on topics a little bit, but I do want to kind of give you a little bit of the spotlight. So thank you so much, Terry. Appreciate that. Rainman 2, good to see you as well. Shannon Brown. And who else we got here? All right, everybody. I know a couple people might be lagging, catching up, but we will catch you on the next stream. Thank you so much for spending about 45 minutes of your Sunday night with us. And you guys are amazing. The best Walking Dead fans in the world are in these streams right here. So looking forward to it. Also, mark your calendar that night. Angela, come on, Angela. You're doing this to me right at the very end. Here you guys go again. The night after episode number 9, we're going to broadcast live for the our therapy. Thank you so much, Angela. Angela with a $20 super chat. You're awesome. I appreciate everything that you do. Thank you so much. Angela just coming through in the clutch. That's serious clutch there. I want Angela to write down just like a ton of questions, though, because she does this in so many streams, and I just want to be able to, like, okay, Angela, what's your question? Let's talk a little bit of Walking Dead. Michelle Wolf. Oh, I almost forgot Michelle Wolf's shout out too. See, it's always something I miss. All right, everybody. I could hang out with you guys all night, but we're going to wrap this thing up. I will be here tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. Once again, we're going to be doing our regular streams during the week. It's at 9 o'clock. This is a little bit early on Sunday night because people got to get up early on Monday morning. But stay tuned. 9 o'clock on Monday, and also random things. We're going to get some brand new topics, and we're going to get a little bit of 90s music debate as well. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you all soon. Peace.